Hello, this is Lucas Palmeira from Imaginando, and I'm here to give you another tutorial. Today, sound design with frames. And for today's tutorial, I'm gonna use an electric guitar, and I'm gonna explore the frequency modulation capabilities of frames. So we're gonna try and use the sound of the guitar and do something with frequency modulation. So let's get right into it. Okay, so now that we have our guitar recorded, I'm gonna open our clean frames here. And since I'm gonna use FM, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna leave the first oscillator to be a carrier with a sine wave, and I'm gonna import our sample to our second layer here. So I'm just gonna grab it right here, our guitar arpeggio, and drop it here. And let's start by tuning in our sample. Okay. Increase the offset, size. I'm gonna sync the density since I've played this on 120 BPMs. So if I put on synced, this will be on time, and that's a plus. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the gain a little bit of the sample, so when I get loads of grains, I don't get distortion. And now I'm gonna tune my sine wave with the granular sound. So I'm gonna take the solo off. And now tune the sine wave. Okay. Now I'm gonna reduce a little bit the volume of our sound, otherwise I might get some distortion. And now what I'm going to do is turn the FM mode. And I'm gonna use a different algorithm. So I'm gonna use 2 will modulate 1 and 4 will modulate 3. So right now we only have a sine wave on 1 and our sample on 2. And we have both playing without FM for now. But if I increase the FM here on the second layer, I will be using our sample, our guitar sample, to modulate in frequency our sine wave. So let's hear how that sounds. Okay, as you can hear, you get this kind of distortion sound, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of it. It's a tiny bit. Sounds sort of like an old vinyl record effect. Now I'm gonna turn off the FM so we can listen to this again, and I'm gonna increase the stereo spread of this guitar. And I'm gonna increase our density. Probably too much. Now I'm gonna randomize a little bit the offset, the size. let's see, let's try and reduce the size and change the offset to see what results we get with this. I think I like this more. We have some more different textures with this. This is 1 octave below the notes. I'm going to try 1 octave up and see how the FM sounds. It's worse. I'm going to drop it down. Bit of reverb. And now on the third oscillator, I'm going to turn another sine wave. And on the fourth, which is the modulator for the carrier layer 3, I'm going to turn another sine wave on, take the volume out because I'm going to only use it to modulate the third. And for now, I'm going to turn off these 2 layers so we can hear what we're doing on the third layer. Okay, we have here our sine wave with -15. And now on our fourth layer, I'm going to turn the FM on. And as you probably should know by now, to get harmonic sounds with FM, you have to have an integral relationship between the carrier and the modulator. So if I go to -15, I have a relationship of 1.1, right? But if I go to 1.2, one 1.3, 1.4, and as you noticed, it's on each integer of multiple that you're having from the carrier. What you're going to get is sidebands generated on a higher part of the spectrum. And one funny thing that you get is that if you have a relationship of 1 to 2, you're probably on a sine wave with FM modulation, you're going to probably get the spectrum of a sawtooth wave. And if you have a relationship of 1 to 3, you're going to get you're going to lose the even harmonics, and you're going to get a spectrum from something similar to more close to a square wave. But now I'm going to bring it below, so I get this kind of washing effect, and let's give it some movement with our matrix. So what I'm going to do is use the envelope generator 2 on this sound to modulate the FM of the sound. So envelope generator 2, I'm going to raise the FM. And now drop the sustain. I'm going to increase the attack. I'm going to increase the size of the attack. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the decay. And now let's change the curve a bit. Prefer to bit further. A little bit too much. Let's put it on 800, like let's say close to 800. Okay, sounds good. Now I'm going to the third layer, and since this one is the only giving sound because this one is the carrier, I'm gonna give it a little bit of reverb. And now let's join in the other layers and see how we're going. So I'm gonna take the volume out of this so we make this one sound better first. I'm not enjoying the FM so much on this sound, so I'm gonna try and gonna give it a little bit of this. See how it sounds even higher. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of pan on this sound. With this LFO, I'm just gonna put it a little bit faster. Again, drop the volume a little bit on the first layer. Okay. Now let's bring in the other bass sound. And I think we have a nice sound here. Just give it a little bit more of reverb on the sample. And I think this is it, guys. Yeah, we got it. And this was it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. We tried to do something different this time, and we will always try to approach a different part of frames, of the frame synth on these tutorials on every episode. So if you like this video, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming up every week, so goodbye.